Hey guys, Achilles here. After watching this video, you're never going to fail another cut again because I'm going to give you everything needed all the way down to the principles and mindset and foundations to getting lean. And this ensures that you will never fail diet again. You'll stop resetting your cuts. You will finally get that look that you could have always achieved. Either way, enough of me talking. Let's get straight into it. Hey guys, so here we are to never fail to get lean again. We're on the board here. So I'm going to walk you down a simple 4-step process on to ensuring that you actually stick to your fat loss phase this time and never reset again. So first of all, we got to understand, we're going to start with just basic fundamentals and principles. We got to understand the mindset. So when we start a cut, you're not getting lean. You're just becoming the person that does the right action items to get lean. So we're not chasing the goal, but we're chasing the type of person that achieves the goal. So we're changing our behavior, like I said, and not chasing a goal. It simply comes down to that. We're not trying to do anything. We're just trying to be the person that does the right things to achieve the thing. And it sounds kind of weird, but that's essentially what we're doing here. You know, getting lean is a byproduct of the person you're becoming. So, the person that does all the right things to get lean, it's not that they actually just got the lean, but they did the right things, and as a byproduct of doing all those right things, they got what they desired. So the most important action items to our goal here is simply just literally, and you know this already, diet, training, and sleep. No matter what goes on in life, as long as those things are ticked, we are going to be on track to hitting this goal here, whatever your goal is. So first of all, understand that we're not chasing the goal, we're not chasing the outcome, but we're chasing the type of person that gets the outcome as a byproduct of just being that person. So what does that person do? What do they think? How do they go about the world? Imagine yourself already lean and at the physique you want to be at. Like, how does that person move about the world? Like, what are their habits? What are their behaviors? What kind of character are they? And you can kind of come up with ideas already, like, oh yeah, he never veers off his diet, or he always goes about the tough situation into supporting his goals. And whatever that person is, imagine them already. So either way, we start off there by just simply understanding the mindset. So once we understand the mindset, and this is kind of playing on to a little more understanding principles and mindset, because it all starts in here, right? The actual action items are simple, right? Everybody knows to eat better, diet, and sleep good. But chances are you still haven't hit the physique you want to get at, and that's because there's some still belief systems that you have in your head, or ways you think about the world, or maybe you think about diet, that are interfering with your ability to actually get results, which explains why you don't look the way you want still. So it's a deeper, more root issue that we have to tackle before, focusing on the we already know the surface level items, but there's a reason why you still can't act on those simple surface level items that you already know you have to do, which is diet better, train harder, and stick to what you said you were going to do. That's the easy part, right? But there's a reason why you're not sticking to them. So that's what we're going to here in these first steps, step 1 and 2, kind of just tackling the root issues that start in here. Either way, step 2, kind of going off step 1, you got to visualize who you're becoming, kind of, and going back to here, like, what kind of person are you becoming? What do they do? And every time you're in the gym during this cut, like, imagine yourself, like, what you will become in X amount of weeks, however, whatever your goal is. Like, think about that person in the mirror, visualize the change, the physical appearance, the change in here, like how are they thinking about the world differently? What are they doing differently? How would that person approach this situation differently? Either way, see the mini wins, like, in the mirror. Obviously, physical, it's a physical game here, so we can, this is ideas I'm explaining here and kind of mental abstract concepts, but the cool thing about achieving a fitness transformation is, and getting lean and looking the way you want to look and getting elite, is you can see literally the visual progress of what's going on in here. Like the change you're making in the action items that you're doing, there's a physical representation of them. So enjoy the mini wins, man. The more veins showing, the more definition in the muscles, and use this to drive you and continue to push you forward to ultimately achieving the cut. So think about what kind of person you're going to be. How will you walk the world differently? Like everything that comes with being lean, imagine it daily. Imagine you already have the life. Imagine people already respect you more. Imagine the woman attraction that's going to be there when you get lean. Just imagine this life and think of it constantly, daily. Imagine who you're becoming. Imagine, and it gets a little bit woo-woo-y, right? Like in kind of this manifest type thing, but that's really what we're doing in here. And this, coupled with the proper action items, coupled with everything you need to achieve a cut, is just gonna get you there and ensure that you get there, because you know you kind of live it a little bit already. So your body your mind doesn't understand the difference between reality and it not being a reality. Like if someone tells himself they're ugly their whole life, that's probably what they're gonna believe, and they might not be. But whatever you tell yourself, your subconscious will kind of pick up and bring to reality and believe. So enough with the woo-woo, but just think about the life you already know. Like the current life, the life without looking elite, and kind of bring some anger into it. Like, you don't look the way you want to look. You obviously are doing something wrong. Something about you isn't working right. So, and that's belief. So you kind of gotta be angry that you don't look elite, and you've been think about it. You've been tolerating looking this way up until this point of your life. Like, you've been okay with it. It's so, draw the line in the sand. Stop being okay with it. Kind of be pissed off that you're here, and it's kind of going into like a little negative, deep psychology. But you kind of gotta be a little twisted, and essentially with your goals here. This is how you got to think about your goals, and kind of in anything in life, whatever you want, you got to go after it, and you got to be pissed off that you don't have it, and that will get you to that point. Then whatever comes next is up to you, right? But that initial anger of not having what you know you can have because of everything that comes with it, and just it being a part of that person you want to be angry that you're not there, and kind of be fucking pissed off. Like, how don't I look like that? How have I been tolerating this for my whole life, basically, up until this point? But either way, be disgusted with your look, leaving you with no other option but to stick with your diet. Like, just fucking be over it, man. Like, you've obviously, everything you've done or you think you know about achieving a transformation is some of it might be right, most of it is wrong, which explains why you look the way you look right now. And I hate to call you out like this, and it kind of sounds like I'm being a dickhead, but you kind of got to be over that shit. Be over that fucking person that looks the way you look right now. And it's tough, and I'm calling you out here maybe, but either way, it's a eye-opener to you, but you realize that now, and that's okay. We can move forward now. You can move past that. Either way, now I've gone rambling, almost 10 minutes now about pure mindset. But now that we have that out of the way, we can focus on the real things and the things that you probably already know, and then go on from here. But either way, that mindset you really just have to get installed before you even start this cut, to ensure that you stick to it, that it's not going to happen like all the other times that you failed your cut. So you really got to be with it this time. Either way, after we kind of get those mindset shifts out of the way, we understand that we're becoming the type of person that gets lean. We're not getting lean. We're changing who we are. We're essentially shedding our old character skin and all their habits that led us to look the way we look right now. And we're angry that we're at this point. So we're not going to tolerate this any longer. This is, our baseline has just gone up. Our baseline is looking elite, getting the physique we want. That's what we tolerate. We're not going beneath that anymore. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go into step 3. So first of all, this is pretty basic principles of putting the odds in your favor. First of all, I know I've been rambling about having a goal and this and that, but we got to have a plan into what you seek to accomplish. So let's set definite targets and a timeline. For example, I will lose 12 pounds in 12 weeks, losing about 1 pound a week. So this keeps us on track mentally. It keeps us kind of pushing forward and being able to track our progress via numbers. So because numbers don't lie, they're logical at the end of the day. There's no emotion caught up in this. So as long as we're sticking to this plan, life's good. We're going to get to where we need to get to. And understand the crucial important fitness info to ensure that you get lean and keep your muscle. So this is actually the right information that you need to get lean, keep your muscle, and all of that good stuff. And I actually have a video on only the important information you need to know in order to complete this properly and the right way. So that video is in the description. I won't go too much into detail about it, but it's another basic principles that you need to understand in order to understand how to lose body fat and target purely body fat, and you conserve your muscle so you look leaner and bigger. But that's a whole nother video within itself. It's in the description. So you need to understand, you still need to understand fitness principles and, you know, dieting properly, training properly, etc. Either way, by putting the odds in your favor, you also need to make sure that you have the rest of your life in order. Like, imagine you're trying to figure out how to pay rent at the end of the month, and you're, you know, borderline being homeless. Like, starting a fat loss phase in the middle of that is kind of stupid. Like, you have bigger problems at hand that you need to focus on that will take your attention and time. So timing is everything here. Don't start a fat loss phase when life's chaotic or when, you know, the odds are against you already. You need to settle something else in life more immediate that's more important to you than this fat loss at the moment. So that out of the way. And then by putting the odds in the favor, you're also understanding that fitness will take up a lot of time and require a lot from you for the next however long your goal is. In this example, the next 12 weeks, fitness is going to take a lot from you, and it's going to take up a lot of time and require a lot of time from you. You're going to have to make trade-offs and accept them. So get that. Maybe that taps in a little bit to mindset, but accept the fact that there's going to be trade-offs. But understand this is only temporary. It's only for 12 weeks. This is not forever. But at the end of this, you know and you guarantee yourself that you're going to be at where you said you were going to be at. Either way, this is putting the odds in your favor. So by just doing this, literally without doing anything else and just starting with the odds in your favor, you already have a higher chance of succeeding. And that's simply by just being smart about your approach, about understanding the trade-offs that are coming with fitness, because this is something pretty significant that we're achieving here. So understanding that, accepting them, that's literally it. That puts you at, you know, however much more percent of likelihood of achieving this goal here. But that's putting the odds in our favor. And now going on to the last simple step in step 4. Consistent no matter what. Like, if you're having a bad day, the bare minimum of the fitness items have to be completed, and that's a non-negotiable. Remember, you're over that old person of yourself that got you to looking the way you do, that you don't like. You're over that person. You're not gonna tolerate that anymore. So bare minimum in these next 12 weeks or however long your goal is, the bare minimum is diet, training, sleep. Like, you could do nothing all day, but as long as you stuck to your diet, as long as you went to the gym and trained, and as long as you got good sleep, even if you did absolutely nothing for the rest of the day, that's a win, because it's attributing to the person that we're going to become. It's attributing to the fact that even though the guy has a bad day and he doesn't feel like working that day, he still gets the bare minimum done that attributes to the goal. So that's consistency. And fitness has a priority over almost everything else in life. Don't let it slip under any circumstance. Like, if you have to skip a night out with the friends, do it. Like, if they're saying, hey bro, come out, oh yeah, this is one-time thing, oh, so-and-so's in town, dude, you're probably gonna have to skip the night out, or just not do anything stupid that night that's gonna affect your fitness goals. Remember, fitness has a priority over our life for these next however long weeks, and that is a non-negotiable, and that is a thing that who we're becoming won't tolerate. We are going to achieve this goal no matter what. And don't skip workouts. Don't put anything fitness related aside. Like, you get it done first and then move on with life. If you know you got to meal prep, if you know you got to put some time away to cook, or whatever's going on that you got to bring your scale to wherever, do it. Like, it's a non-negotiable, man. Like, if you really want results, if you're really serious about getting this transformation, this is what you're going to have to do. This is the extent you're going to have to get to. And it's tough and it's hard. And, you know, I wish I could just go in this video and say, oh yeah, you don't have to work out at all. You can just fucking eat shit, whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and you're just going to look the way you want magically. Just because when I wave this wand, you're going to look the way you want magically. That's not the case here. But just know this is only temporary. You're not going to have to do this forever. But just think about it. It's a little sacrifice for ROI of a lifetime, because once you achieve this, you'll never have to do this again if you didn't want to. Like, if you wanted to look that way the rest of your life, you could maintain that pretty easily. Either way, and then also along with this, just get good sleep consistently. And as simple as that, guys, literally these simple 4 steps of execution into your fat loss phase, you're never gonna fail again. Like, if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're becoming, if you have the proper information, and you're no longer tolerating being where you're at, and you understand that where you're at is a sum of all your beliefs in here and your decisions previously that led up to this very moment, and you're over it and you don't tolerate it anymore, and your baseline is now at that elite physique and you're doing everything required to get to there, you're not going to fail anymore. And it's just a byproduct of the person you're going to become. And along with also basic fitness principles that I describe here and the previous video of the actual information, this is the actual mindset behind it. You're never going to fail after understanding these things and actually implementing them and being really about them. And it simply comes down to that. And that's how you're never going to fail to get lean again. You're never going to reset your diets, because you're no longer the person that resets their diets. You're the person that does what he has to do to get the physique that you want to get to. And that's baseline. That's simple. You don't tolerate anything less than that. So either way, guys, this was a nice one. This really dove into why you don't look at the way you want to look and how to actually achieve that and change that, force that change into reality, and no longer accept the fact that you don't look the way you want to look, and being fucking over with it. Either way, guys, that was Achilles here. That was quite a ramble there, and hopefully I was able to serve you there. But if you do want to work with me one-on-one and you want to ensure that all of these are instilled in you without fail, without question, and guaranteeing that you get the look you want to look, and guaranteeing that you get the look that you want to get, go ahead and just book a call down below. We'll go over your situation, set a timeline, all that good stuff. Get it, nip it in the bud. We're going to get you there without fail. And yeah, guys, we'll go from there. Either way, this was a good one, and you guys have a good one.